Hey guys and girls, just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Buzzsprout. Start a podcast today with free podcast hosting for Buzzsprout, easy podcasting software for hosting, promoting, and tracking your podcast. Buzzsprout is the best way to publish a podcast online for secure and reliable hosting to full iTunes support. Get started for free, no credit card required, cancel at any time.
Stats are for losers.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is.
You play to win the game.
Welcome to the Airin podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Airing It Out podcast. I am blessed and honored to have Emmanuel Lora on. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling out here in California.
It's been a while since we chatted.
I know it's been. I'm not gonna say a year, but pretty close. When I was there in NYC, we linked up and we had a good time.
Yeah, that was the last time. Yeah.
You were like one of the few people I was able to see because I wanted to hook up with LA, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. I got a chance to chill with Luch and stuff, so I got some of the band back together. I seen dudes with Josen on that chat. Nah.
Yeah. You missed us on the barbecue.
Nah, yeah, but at least I was able to make a virtual appearance. You know what I mean? That was better than nothing. I mean, shit, I was early according, to calling this shit. My brother showed up like fucking 3 hours later.
The usual.
Yeah, facts. So, listen, talk to me a little bit about, because I've been having a couple of the old gang members back on and just politicking and seeing how COVID affected their life. First, let me ask you, when the news started to break, right? Did you buy in right away, or you were a skeptic?
I was skeptic because I'm always skeptic when it comes to like anything the government is telling me. I'm just off the jump. I am, but like I don't know. I kind of buy into it because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Like, my thing with that is, if you're gonna have extraordinary claims, you need extraordinary evidence.
Nasty. I like you with that. That's fire.
I don't really subscribe to it because I don't just see the evidence. The evidence I do have is that people have died. Whether that's accurate, whether it's because of COVID, or if someone goes in with a headache and they die and then they blame it on COVID, I don't know, but I can't really get into that. So,
did you know anybody who was affected by COVID in your circle?
I did. I had a coworker that passed.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
He was working for the old company I used to work for, and he was a delivery driver. And he was so scared before when this whole thing started breaking out, and they laid me off. I got on the phone with him, and he was like scared that he was gonna catch it or whatever. And I'm like, "Oh, you're good. Just be careful." And a few weeks later, he passed. He caught it and passed.
Was he an older dude, younger dude? What kind of guy was he?
Yeah, so he was in his 50s. Not old, but he was in his 50s, and he was a little overweight. He was heavy set.
Now, this is so crazy when you think about it, how quick, you know what I mean? It goes from, mid-February from it not really being like a real story, and then full-blown, like, March 22nd, it's going bananas. And then they shut you motherfuckers down like nobody's business. It was looking like motherfucking I Am Legend.
You not take things for granted, yeah, because it's like me and my girl, we had the whole year mapped out of where we wanted to go. We're like, April, we're going here. May, we're going here. September, here. And like all that just shut down overnight.
Damn. Was any of that, did any of that include going to France?
No, we came back we went to France in February.
Oh, nasty. That's dope. What did you,
we came back.
You went to Paris?
We went to Paris. We went to see her family in Brest. And then we went to London. Nice.
So did you see the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Is it like overwhelming, the architecture and stuff like that, or it just kind of looks like a regular joint?
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I was just too scared. I got on the first deck, and
you didn't go to the top?
Yeah, I couldn't go to the top. I was scared on the first deck. This first, second, and then the top.
Wow.
I couldn't make it past the first.
Damn.
And if you look at the photos, you look at the pics of it, it's not even that high.
Yo, you
Like,
mad
I'm
soft.
afraid of heights. Like,
You mad
I'm
soft.
man.
Bro, I went to the World Trade, not the World Trade Center. God bless. Now we got the Freedom Tower, but I went to the Empire State Building, and I went to the top, and I was like, "Let's do this." I was ready. I'm scared of heights too. I don't really be listening to my body and shit. I just be throwing caution to the wind.
Nah, man, I couldn't do it. I did the
Do you have
Empire.
to
I
walk?
was actually better on the Empire.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Did you have to walk the Eiffel, or no? It's an elevator.
No, it's an elevator.
All right. So can you see you going up every floor?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. See, in the
That's what
Empire
got me shitting
State,
my
yeah,
pants.
yeah, in Empire State, it don't get down like that.
Nah.
Did you see? I don't know how plugged in you are into the media and stuff. Did you see David Blaine with that balloon shit?
Crazy.
Talk about shit in your pants, huh?
Crazy. I was watching it the other day. Yeah.
Cause, Daddy, if you can't fucking take the elevator, my man was up at with nothing, just balloons. He made it.
I didn't get to see the ending of it.
He made
so I
it
don't
to
know,
20.
Like, how it ended.
He made it to 2,400.
That's crazy. I thought when he was like 16.
Yeah, he made it up to 24,500 feet. And I think the highest point, like in Mount Everest, is I think 30,000. So homeboy's a beast. And it's crazy. So in those balloons, he had like an oxygen tank and a parachute. And he had to put those things on in air. Like he was
In air, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's no way I would have let him do that if I was a relative.
Not only
Like,
that, he had to
climbing
do.
up,
Go ahead. He had to.
he had to like.
He had to climb up. Go ahead. What are you saying?
He had to get the parachute
Right.
after he was already tens and thousands of feet in the air. Like, there's no way. Like, what if some shit went wrong?
He's mad lucky, bro. He is so lucky. You know what's so funny about that David Blaine stuff? I've seen every trick that he's done live by accident. Isn't that weird?
Really?
Yeah. Like I'd be
That
downtown
is
with
weird. I know he
somebody.
did the-
Yeah, I'd be downtown with somebody. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is that? And then we'll get home and it's like David Blaine, blah, 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 blah. I'd seen him when he did, like when he was standing on the highest point. I seen him when he froze himself in ice. And I think I might have passed by him because you know how New Yorkers are. We don't even pay attention to shit like that. Like, oh, look at this crazy motherfucker. Let's keep
you
it
see
moving.
a guy standing in a block of ice. You're like, oh, that's just another crazy New Yorker.
Right, exactly. It doesn't even phase you like that, which is kind of trippy. But back to the afraid of heights thing. I guess it's more relative when, again, if you're seeing where you're going up, right? Because I don't fuck with Ferris wheels. I can't. Like I start to freak out. I start to freak out, bro. And I'll do roller coasters all day, but I'll freak out on the roller coaster. I'll freak out on the roller coaster too. But the Ferris wheel, I can't mess with at all. So I could imagine what it was like going up to the Eiffel Tower and seeing every floor.
You know what? Like, it's weird because I'm afraid of heights. Anything, I could go in on a roof and I'll be scared. But on a roller coaster, I'm chilling.
You think it's because there's like seatbelts and harnesses and all that shit?
It's the seatbelt.
Right, yeah?
I'm secured. I'm safe. Like, the wind is not gonna blow me.
Right.
That's my mentality when I'm up there.
No homo.
The wind might blow me.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I didn't know. So the elevator you just seeing is going like choom, 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 and you're seeing every flight, every deck, bang, bang, bang. And so what do you think that first deck was at? 30 stories? Or higher?
No, it's probably shorter than that.
And you was already tripping.
And I was already tripping.
Damn. All right, so we got some I got some fans of the show in France. So how did the French people treat you? Were they sweet? Were they okay? Because you know they get a bit of a bad name for being kind of jerks on the low.
They are jerks.
So they kept it consistent. They kept it.
They kept it consistent.
Hey, at least fuck it.
Because the thing about them, they talk shit about you in front of your face.
Damn.
Like,
see, I can't fuck with them.
If they know you don't speak the language, they're gonna talk shit about you.
Damn. It's like
getting your nails done. I'll tell you a little story.
Tell me.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little story that me and my girl were in Shake Shack here in the city.
Okay.
We were in Shake Shack and she had like a sweater that had like beads going down and it looked like curtains, like the so we were sitting there, and these French couple, it's a group of kids. It's like 3 kids, and they probably were like under 21 for sure. And they mentioned, they were talking in French, and they were like, "Oh, look at this girl next to us with the curtains on her sleeve."
Damn.
And then, without knowing that my girl's French, so she responded. She was like, "Oh, and this girl also speaks French."
Nasty.
And
I know. You know what's so crazy? Homegirl got a little swag. I like her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? She's not gonna stay shut.
Yeah.
She got a little tude.
So, then they were quiet after that. So my thing is like, if you're gonna talk shit about someone in front of their face, you should stand on it.
Facts.
Like, all right, you got me, but I said that.
People are, you know what it is? People really, you know what I've learned a lot about human limitation during COVID, and people don't handle confrontation too well. You know what I mean? Especially when you put them in a spot. They talk a lot of shit, but then when you be like, "Yo, what's up?" They're like, "Oh, I didn't say that."
What's up? Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean that.
And you be like, "You lying, daddy. I know you said that because I speak French, motherfucker. What's wrong with you? Just stay in your lane. Don't worry about what curtains I'm putting on my shoulders. You're not even paying my bills." I just, for the French listeners that are gonna listen to this, y'all cool, but I don't know, man. French people, they got a bravado and a braggadocious swag about them. That's it's a little different. I mean, I don't know. They say New Yorkers are like that. They talk a lot of shit about us, not the French specifically, but just people in general. So I don't know if maybe we're the same or similar, and maybe that's why it rubs me a little bit the wrong way, because I don't talk shit about nobody. I like respecting people and respecting their space. Unless they're acting like a goddamn clown, then I'm gonna be clowning. Hold on one second. Yeah, it's funny now. Now all of a sudden I'm a daddy now, so I'm pulling double duty and shit. I got 3 kids now, so now it's a totally different mix now. I wanted, no kidding. I wanted to, I tell my missus, I say, hey, I would like to think that I had a little bit of a hand in raising a couple kids. Hanging out with you and your brothers. It was kind of like you had a whole bunch of dads or a whole bunch of uncles, really. Because we came into y'all lives really young, and it was awesome hanging around you guys and joking and clowning, because we spent a lot of time at your place. That was like
some good times.
Home central, bro. That shit. I went
there.
That was
the man cave,
bro. It's so funny. I was like, I was a little sad because I went back, and when I went back, I tried to go into the building, and there was like nobody I knew from back in the day. When you think about going there back in the day and knowing everybody, like there's not one door I could have not knocked on and asked for something. And now I was just kind of like, dang, it's changed.
You could ring the any intercom and be like, yo, it's Lou, let me in.
Yeah, basically. And so they didn't even, it's okay. They didn't respond. But I found a couple cats and I politic for them with a little bit. But the whole neighborhood has changed. It seems a lot different. I don't know if it's more dangerous or more run down. They put up a lot of buildings. It's interesting to see that the garage is a building now. That whole
building now. That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts? And then did you see?
And I saw that recently.
Yeah. Did you see now also where my mom lives, right across the street from Mike's? They're building another building from those homes. So that house across from Mike's, they broke that shit down and they're gonna make like a 5-story apartment complex. Right? Crazy, dude. And you know what?
What about the parking lot on Webster? That's still a parking lot?
Yeah, that still is holding there. I parked in that parking lot. It's pretty clean and fresh. But see, once you start going that way in Webster, it starts to get a little bit better. And so you hit Gun Hill Road, and then it takes a shit again. So listen, I want to get like to the real meat and potatoes of why we got you on the show. So did you go to Boston during that 18 run before they won the championship to watch any games up there or no? Do you remember?
18? No, I didn't go 18. I went 17 and I went 19.
So that's the same thing because 17 is 18. Because they lead into, remember?
No, the year before the 18.
Oh, the year before. Right. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of the same thing. And they was already picking up steam at that point. I mean, they were battling and fighting for a hot minute. They weren't trash in 17, right?
No, we didn't. We weren't trash.
Yeah, you guys were,
beat.
Yeah. That was a crazy. Who did you guys play in the World Series? The Dodgers? No.
We played the Dodgers, yeah.
And smoked those fools, right? Poor Dodgers,
We
bro.
smoked them 5 games.
Jesus Christ. Dodgers, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that so
Man,
so talk to me.
I mean, this year is looking good for them.
Who, the Dodgers? But the Dodgers every year looks good for
Dodgers.
them. They don't got no competition. Speaking of the
I
Dodgers,
know.
you watch a lot of baseball, right? Overall, or you just like centric into Boston?
No, baseball is my life.
What you think about those Padres hitting
Like
all those home runs,
Oh,
Daddy?
man.
Did we make noise enough for y'all to hear it over there, or what?
We heard it loud and clear.
Doing it like the grand salamis.
Man, do you rep them?
Nah.
Or you still repping?
So it's a little complicated. So like when I pull my my Clark Kent type of shit, I'll wear an SD hat on the low so nobody sees me, right? Because they know I don't rep that shit, right? So I'm always in Jets gear, head to toe, all day, every day. I don't know what else to say. So when they see me, because I would be like at the bar and I'll be treating it, taking care of everybody. And then I didn't really want to fuck with, not that I didn't, I just wanted to lay low when I was off work. So if you see the only New Yorker in San Diego in green, that's me. So I will put on the SD shit on some like low just to blend in. But I don't rep baseball gear at all. I'll tell you that story in a second. But I rep Jet stuff. And so when I first got here, I seen this sick shirt. It was a Padres shirt. And I told this kid, I was like, yo, that shirt is fire. And he knew me a little bit. And he was like, yo, why you like this shirt? You're not even from here. You're from New York. When he said that, right, I was like, that's it. Y'all did it. I'm never, ever,
But how
ever.
did he know? He knew because you had the Jets hat on?
No. He knew me because we
heard you speak.
Yeah, we talked a little bit. He knew me a little bit, And then like I told him I was a Yankee fan, and everybody be fucking taking a position when you say Yankee fan. Like I don't even like telling motherfuckers I'm a Yankee fan because all of a sudden they start talking shit, and then I gotta get into defense mode, and I gotta tell them, listen, I'm so sorry that your whack ass team keeps buying yachts, and I got, because I think a mega yacht probably is like 300 million, 350. What we do? We don't buy yachts. We buy pitchers. We buy baseball players. We buy the Yankees buy players. They don't spend that fucking money on bullshit.
You buy players.
Yeah. So don't hate on me because my owner is dropping stacks on players and you are dropping stacks on motherfucking Ferraris. So that's your fault. That's not my fault because I know they be bitching and moaning about the cap, right? Because Yankees can spend, Boston can spend, but with the revenue share, everybody has a chance to spend, right? Now granted, if you're the Royals, you might not have that much of a payroll. I don't think anybody. There was only a few teams that were up for that player. Because look, refresh my memory, because you're a beast on the baseball shit. Jared, is it Jared Cole? How you say that guy's name?
Garrett.
There we go, Garrett Cole. So Garrett Cole, I don't think that many people could afford $350 for a pitcher. It was Boston, LA and New York, if that, and then maybe San Francisco.
And to spend that money that would a team that needed a starting pitcher to take them over the edge.
Right.
Garrett Cole is exactly what the Yankees needed.
100%. That was the missing link.
That was the missing link.
Right.
Because all they needed was starting pitching.
So now that we got into this thing, because I'm gonna go back to the Boston thing, what you think about this whole beeper bullshit with the fucking Houston Astros? Because they totally robbed us, bro. In that last season.
Don't get me started.
Let's go. Let's get it started. Let's do it.
Don't get me started. Man, did you know I bought tickets to the first game in the Mets they were gonna play in Citi Field. I was gonna buy tickets to the first game they were playing at Yankee Stadium, and I was gonna fucking bring the blowhorns and go crazy. I wanted to boo the shit out of them. Like they got away with cold blood murder. Like.
Dude, it's insane because I keep on saying that the one person that I want on my show is Pete Rose. And I'm going to get my man Pete on the show, and I can't wait to talk to him about this. But, bro, that's some bullshit. You telling me Alex Rodriguez can't get into the Hall of Fame. You telling me Barry Bonds can't get into the Hall of Fame. You telling me most of those other guys that were juicing couldn't get in the Hall of Fame. The White Sox, the Black Sox couldn't get in for their cheating scandal. Pete Rose couldn't get in. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, you didn't do nothing to these guys winning a championship or nothing?
No, I think Shoeless Joe Jackson is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, all right, so that's one. I think you got to put an asterisk or something next to that win.
Put him. Like my thing is, if you're gonna put one, you have to put them all. You have to keep it consistent.
Agreed. I think. Look, if you could even put a section in there, right? This is like the steroid era. This was
Nah, because then
you don't like it?
they're like
That's
I
not the
don't
same
know. No, I
thing?
don't like that. It like kind of diminishes the point of the Hall of Fame. Like
So just put him in, and
that's,
just
that's
give
an
the
elite
story.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone knows the story.
Right.
You know?
Well, I always get on my soapbox and I yell for my guy because there's no way anybody touches Pete Rose's hit record.
Oh, he's one of the greatest of all time.
Right.
Who's gonna? No
Nobody.
one will ever touch his.
No, I
especially
don't even,
with the way they baby players now.
Right,
Where,
exactly.
Oh, my wrist hurts. Let me take a day off.
Sit down, bro. You're good. Yeah, we'll
He's
take a
Charlie
week.
Hustle. He was playing every game, every single game.
I know, what a
sprained
different
ankle,
game.
He'll be playing.
Yeah, for real.
It's crazy. And now, like, a pitcher goes 4 innings, and they're like, "Oh, we got to take him out."
I know. Softies.
It's crazy the way the game's changed.
Pulling it a little bit full circle. So they break the record for hitting the most grand slams ever. Insane, bro. This team was just hitting it. So back to what you were asking. I go to games. I don't wear gear. If I want a beast, I got this Derek Jeter jersey just to make fun of fools. But outside of that, I don't really wear memorabilia to the show.
See,
Go ahead.
I don't do that. Like if I'm going to another ballpark, I'm not rocking my shit.
See, yeah, that's
Unless
kind of
they
how I feel
playing
too. That's kind of how I feel too. That's why I said if I want to be a douche,
disrespect.
Right.
I'm not gonna.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't want to be a douche. Like that's unnecessary. Like I went to a Fenway Park game last season, and there's this chick it's mind you, it's Baltimore versus Boston.
Oh my God.
This chick is in a Gary Sanchez jersey.
Oh my God.
A couple rows in front of me, standing up, like trying to be noticeable. I'm like, is that necessary?
Wow. You know, so there's like some interesting rules that I've heard about jersey rules. Okay, so first off, right, check this out. Depending on your age, you have to wear like a retired player because there's so much movement now in sports that if you wore like a Gary Sanchez, it really doesn't hold that much value. I forget what the rule is exactly on the specifics, but like for guys of my age, you shouldn't wear new players' jerseys. You should wear either retired or former players. That way, one, the jersey lasts, right? So like if you buy a Babe Ruth jersey, you can wear it forever. If you buy a Gary Sanchez jersey, Gary Sanchez might not be like look at Didi. Whoever bought Didi's jersey as a Yankee now has to throw that shit in the garbage and go buy a Philly jersey because it's irrelevant. Then I made always a rule that if you're gonna go to the game, at least if you're gonna break the rules of the jersey rules, at least wear the team, one of the two teams, right? Okay, if you wear baseball, at least it's a baseball jersey. I'll be seeing cats, and I'm guilty of it too on the low, that come in fucking NFL gear. I'm like, bro.
Oh my God, that shit pisses me off.
I'm like, dude, this is not a football game. This is not a football game.
I don't know what's worse.
Right? It's pretty bad. Because it kind of makes you...
You know how many people wear fucking... I go to Fenway Park and they're rocking a Celtics jersey?
Oh my God.
Like,
but you know...
That, to me,
yeah.
that screams, I got these tickets for free.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think
That's what that screams to me.
What is it? What do you think?
Because wow, I mean, you're not a fan of the team. I mean, you don't. I mean, the least you could do is buy a little T-shirt, or not wear anything.
Right. That's what I think. The most I'll go is I wear a tee, some graphic tee of some sort, and then I always rock the Jets just because they're so bad. It makes me feel so good. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing I gotta worry about. I can watch the game. There's no pressure.
No, and then eventually they're gonna be good, and then you're gonna be like, I had this shit
For
before
a
you.
hot minute, I wore this jersey for 20 years. Oh my God. Yeah, that's not happening. I mean, we got a chance now with Brady out of the division. I just had on I just had a former Arizona running back on the show, and then I had a couple of Jets bloggers, and I was being nice. I don't believe. Nuh-uh. I don't believe that they could fly.
It's like the Knicks.
Right.
I'm not
no. Hold on. Let's not get that too crazy, okay? The Knicks are like, because you into math now, right? Because you working on that accounting shit. Bro, the Knicks are like minus. At least I could give the Jets like 2. The Knicks are like -9. There's no way they ever coming back, bro. Did you see that article that said that LeBron James was going to be a New York Knick, but he didn't want to sign with them because of James Dolan? Isn't that nuts, bro?
Yeah, I mean, Dolan is a horrible owner.
He's terrible. He should sell that fucking team.
He's not gonna. Why spend money if you sell out every game? Why
I don't understand that. Did you? I don't get that, bro. Did you see? I was gonna get some Knicks tickets, right, bro? as trash as they are, right? Like I look like, you know how when you go, let's say you go to Boston, right, to check out a game. Baseball, like Boston tickets, Yankee tickets, those are expensive tickets. Not versus just going to the stadium period is an expensive ticket. So when I try to go to baseball games, I try to look for them to play scrubs for two reasons. A, the ticket's cheaper, and B, there's a W. There's a W happening, right? Like we're gonna go watch them play. I don't know, the Reds. Not to bring my guy into it, but just as a correlation. So I was looking at the Knicks, and I'm like, I don't know who's a scrub team. So I'm like, let's see how much it costs to watch the Knicks play DC, bro. Floor tickets, because I'm like, I'm not gonna go sit in the nosebleeds. Bro, $1,000, $700. Like, it was a grip. I'm like, this team is trash. This team is trash. Why are you still selling me? And not for nothing, as much as everybody talks shit about Madison Square Garden, that place is a dump.
It's trash.
I'm like, that's not a real sick arena. Like, I don't understand why everybody's like so enamored with the building. You know what I mean?
And the crazy thing also is I went to a Knicks game, a Knicks against the Warriors. And there were more Warriors fans than Knicks fans.
Well, so like, well, I bet you know what though, like that happens here too.
It's not even Knicks fans selling out the
I know that. Well, that's how it goes when your team is trash. Now you become like a showcase area, right? Like everybody just comes to floss in your building because they're gonna go off. I mean, what? I think Michael Jordan's best career day is against the Knicks. I think Kobe Bryant's best career day is against the Knicks. I think LeBron James' best career day
every time they hit the Garden. They score 60.
So, like, the Knicks is a place where you hang records on the Knicks. It's not like a squad that is...
they don't have jerseys for the conference finals.
None of that shit.
Jerseys of the players who scored 60 on them.
Bro, since this podcast is now starting to get all crazy and unravel, did you see The Last Dance yet?
I saw more than half of it.
Okay, so perfect.
I didn't get to finish it.
It was... What a doc, huh?
Yeah, that was...
It was great. Fire. It was fire, bro. Fire. I would really like that.
I like how they didn't stick to one. Like every episode was different. Every episode they tackled the Pippen, they tackled the Rodman. It wasn't just Jordan.
It was amazing. I thought it was one of the best documentaries I've ever watched.
Great. Yeah.
Interesting to see how MJ came up, right? Like I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot how Homeboy did it, and Homeboy was definitely cooking with some sauce over there back in the day.
Man, he's the greatest.
I think so. I forgot because remember we used to play live in the crib, and everybody used to be yelling Kobe. I don't know, man. Kobe looks like Kobe borrowed a lot of swag from MJ, and he's probably MJ Jr.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. He studied his blueprint, and he was like, I'm gonna run with this.
Yeah.
But he admits that. He admitted.
No,
that.
I know he does. He even it was interesting to see on the documentary that. I don't know if they interviewed him. I think they got him for a second, and he had mentioned that, or I think Jordan, I forget which one it was. It might have been Kobe, and Kobe had said that Jordan was there for him a lot in the sense of mentoring him and kind of putting him on how to be a true competitor. Because, man, MJ was a tyrant, bro, at practice. Right? He could be getting yelled at and shit.
He wouldn't even play around in practice.
Nah, right. We're taking this shit mad serious.
This game is just for fun, man.
I mean, I imagine if Allen Iverson was his teammate. Allen Iverson would have fucking quit. Because he got that most famous statement in the whole wide world.
Yeah, practice?
Practice is just practice. That's why you're out of the league, son.
Talking about practice? Yeah.
I think he's come out and said that.
That's why he got swept in the final.
Right. I think he came out and said that he regretted those statements, because it made him look bad. Because back then, it was kind of like the beginning when he was coming out. It was probably like the beginning that the media really started to catch fire. Because I think if a lot of these players, including Michael Jordan, if they played now with the more scrutiny and now everybody's a sports writer, everybody's a blogger, everybody's a fucking, some kind of thing without even having the credentials to talk shit. But there's a lot more shit talkers in the streets.
He will be forced to like discuss political issues and everything, like current events. Whereas now they expect you to have a response as like a superstar, an NBA superstar. Whereas back then they wouldn't ask you anything about politics.
So speaking about that, because this show gets crazy. We originally it started out as a sports show, and then COVID hit, and we kind of became heavy on the politics. I don't want to ask you what's your opinion on how did you see BLM affect NYC? Was it just something normal? Because we be just burning shit up for shits and giggles.
Oh, they were in the Bronx. They were burning shit up.
Bro, I seen that shit.
They were looting.
Bro,
They were going crazy.
So
It's like the bodegas, bro. Like, who do you think owns these bodegas? You know, it's not.
right.
It's minorities that own these bodegas.
Yeah, I didn't understand
They
that.
saved up money and they.
Right.
I didn't understand that. Why break into a bodega?
And I don't
To
even
steal
think
what,
those fuckers got insurance policies, right? Because they're running
They
that
probably
shit.
don't. I'm
They're running
sure
that
they don't,
shit
yeah.
on a
They
on a
don't know what they're
shoestring
doing.
budget, right?
Yeah.
They're just swinging it,
They're living paycheck to paycheck just like everyone else.
right? They're not. They
Like,
just
you're
own
not
a
banking
business.
on a bodega.
No,
Yeah, you're not banking.
especially when you're in the hood. Those prices. I mean, shit. Where you could get a quart of water still and a bag of chips for 25 cents. You're not making nothing. You're probably selling it for even.
Yeah.
So I seen, you said you didn't have social media, bro. It was so hot on the block in the Bronx, bro. That shit was trending on Twitter. You know how hard is it for something to trend? It's difficult.
In the Bronx, that was Fordham Road,
Yeah.
right where we grew up.
Just popping it off.
Right? I saw that and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, why are they like they breaking into Foot Lockers? Like, how does that help anything?
It was,
It just
it really sucks because with this Black Lives Matter movement, it was very, very important. It does suck that it's been like shadowed over with this like massive looting and rioting when it should have been more about a message of peace and like making people accountable because PD across the nation.
The gripe is with the police.
Right.
Like,
I don't understand, bro. Over here they weren't fucking around, bro. They burnt down a chase. They weren't playing, bro. They were getting serious.
What?
Like from where I live, we were trending on Twitter too, and that was hard to do because I live kind of on the low in West Bubblefuck in San Diego, and we were trending too. And I was like, damn, I'm a beast. Where I'm from is on fire on Twitter. Where I'm living right now is on fire on Twitter. I'm like, damn, I'm mad popular. I'm chilling. I think I found two good spots. But I think it's because both of those places where I'm at, there's a lot of minorities. So that's probably why I was trending like a motherfucker. But yeah, that was a real trip. It's called La Mesa. La Mesa, San Diego, or La Mesa, California. It depends. They don't really say La Mesa, San Diego, but it's kind of a suburb within San Diego because San Diego has like different communities. So think about it like a borough. So we have, instead of 5 boroughs, we have a bunch of boroughs here. We probably have like 20 boroughs. And so each little pocket.
Okay.
But La Mesa is a little bit more like suburban, a little bit more country. Like right down the block, I have a mountain. Right.
And that's different from where you were before.
Yeah, where I was before was more. Remember when you came through? It was more like city style. It had the park. It had the downtown, even though the downtown was padded.
We were downtown San Diego.
Right. So that's different. Now I live like 25 minutes from downtown San Diego.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it. It's amazing. I was just talking to Lucho, and it's funny how, being in the city for 30 years, I really, really, really do enjoy the more quiet scene. And slowly but surely, I've been like slowly moving out of the city. And now I'm kind of in a really, really, not too rural, but pretty close to a rural suburb. And very quiet. I mean, I don't know. I live next to a golf course now, and there's a big parking lot, and motherfuckers be doing donuts in that bitch every night and be wilding out. So I don't know if it's quieter. It still feels like I'm still on the block a little bit.
Better than the gunshots we hear, yeah.
Well, listen, we get choppers a lot. Motherfuckers be getting hot. Apparently, like La Mesa on the low it's connected to another area called El Cajon, and El Cajon would be similar to like the Bronx. Just hot.
Okay.
They're just getting it popping.
Hot.
Ridiculous. So let me ask you another question.
I wanted to.
Tell me. You wanted to what?
No, like I wanted to like visit San Diego. Like
I know. I told you guys you should totally come, man. I mean, I know right now. I just put my daughter on a flight to Texas, and she's 7 years old. So man up. Apparently, it's not that bad.
Oh, I'm down for it.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys, we should coordinate something. You guys come and chill here. I just moved. I didn't tell my mom or my brother, but I just moved to a doper spot than I was before, and it's pretty sweet. I really do like it. It's a little bit more nicer compound. They got a tennis court. They got a basketball court. They have a really nice pool area. You get the mountain right down the block. It's kind of chill. So
San Diego's expensive, no?
It's the same as
getting
NYC.
expensive.
Nah, it's the same as NYC. So watch,
Yeah.
look, I'll do the math with you. How much is your rent? Over 2,000 or under 2,000?
Over.
Right. So we're tied. But you live in the hood and I live in San Diego. So yeah, so you live in NYC. You pay. Let's pretend you pay 22 plus, right? Do you have a pool? No. Do you have washer and dryer in the unit? No. Do you have a mountain? No. You have a tennis court in your backyard? No motherfucking basketball court. All right, cool. I win. So that's the difference here. See, for me, in the California demographic, you get more for the same amount. Because we're from New York. It's not like we live in freaking Virginia, right? And then you move to California, like, fuck. See, that was the thing that really pissed me off when I was trying to move here originally. A lot of people were trying to scare me and tell me the same shit. So I moved here in 2010, and everybody was like, yo, California's so expensive. When I got here, that wasn't true. It was actually cheaper. The one thing that I got to say that it depends, right? So, like, you live in Manhattan? Where you live? In the Bronx?
I'm in Harlem.
Okay, so that's kind of somewhere in the middle. So, like, I would say groceries in Harlem would probably be cheaper. I would say, like, booze and alcohol would be cheaper. Certain things would be cheaper, right? In Manhattan, it's expensive as fuck, right? Like, you're thinking that the rent's got to be way higher and you get less square footage. At least here you get a decent square footage, and liquor and tobacco is cheap. You know, it doesn't really cost that much to party in San Diego versus trying to get it in downtown Manhattan.
Oh yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I mean, some places.
And then the rent here is insane. Like you get a bathroom for $3,000.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You rent a bathroom.
Right, so you don't have that out here like that. You get a little bit more, and you get amenities, which is fire. I mean, shit, for $3,000, for $3,000 out here, bro, you get a doorman.
Yeah.
Right, like over there, you're not getting $3,000 a doorman. You're not gonna get Steven to open the door for you.
No, you won't.
So
and the Steven that's in front of the block, you don't want that as your door.
No, I was talking about Merc. Merc is a cool doorman, right? I mean, he'd be looking sharp in his white gloves and shit. He'd be looking pro. He'd making us look good and shit. Motherfucker looks like a goddamn chauffeur in that outfit. Fucking trip.
He's the professional doorman.
100%.
He's been doing it a long time. So
I know. He's been doing it for a hot minute. I want to get him on the show. I want to interview a doorman because I always think about that joke. I forget. I think it's what's that movie? I forget what movie it is. It's a Seth Rogen movie where she's like, doorman. You ever seen that movie? Nah. I forget what the name of that movie is, but it's pretty trippy because I always remember that. So I wanted to get back to the baseball thing for a second. So do you know who Fernando Tatis Jr. is?
The next superstar.
Thank you. That's all I want to make sure that you know. He's a beast, huh?
Superstar. He's incredible, man. He's a beast.
I can't believe it.
And the whole team in general.
Yeah.
His team is
it's good. Well, first of all, I mean, look, you're a big baseball fan, so I know you're gonna agree with this point. Bro, when Machado used to play in Baltimore, I thought he was going to sign as a Yankee or as a Bostonian. That guy is legit as fuck.
I didn't think he was not Bostonian. I thought he was going to go to the Yankees.
Dude, he plays third base. He could play. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of like a smaller version of Alex Rodriguez. Because he can hit. He's super athletic. He could play third. He could play short. Like, people forget how athletic, even though he was juicing, A-Rod was. A-Rod, I think the first year he played third base after he moved positions over, 0 errors. Do you know how hard is it to have 0 errors?
A-Rod is one of the best.
Yeah.
I know he gets a bad rap because he's an asshole, but and he's cocky, but he's one of the best.
His numbers are crazy. I seen that Pujols, did Pujols pass him or tie him?
Pass him.
For most
Second
hits.
place.
What was the record?
RBIs.
RBIs. And then what a trip, huh? So you got Hank Aaron, Pujols, and fucking A-Rod.
Pujols.
2 Dominicans.
Yeah. But no, you have so there's like different analysis that counts certain RBIs. So like our RBIs were counted from 1920.
Mm-hmm.
So Babe Ruth is all the RBIs he had before that is not counted. Otherwise he would have been second. So Babe Ruth would have been second, and then Pujols would have been third.
Wow.
But they have Pujols second.
What a trip. That's what I be telling motherfuckers about the Yankees. I'm like, yo, don't hate on the Yankees, bro. We got 27 championships. Most of those championships were won in the 20s, right? Like, if you do the math, they won 3 in the 70s. They won 3 in the 70s, and they won 4 in the 90s. That's it. Like in the modern day era, they didn't win that much. They probably have like 15 championships in the modern day era versus that 27 that people like to throw around a lot, but it's not the same. And then I remember, what was it? Babe Ruth, the stats that I heard were kind of crazy. Babe Ruth has never faced a minority player. And then I think Hank Aaron never faced a relief pitcher. So maybe a lot of those hits, not taking away anything from Hank Aaron, but were probably on fatigued players, right? Like, so if pitchers back in the day were going 8 all the time, I mean, I tell this to my lady all the time because you don't play PlayStation or anything like that, right?
No.
So listen, my favorite game is The Show, bro. And I had a best friend of mine who's a designer, or not a designer. He's one of the graphic engineers on the game, and I used to smack him all the time, right? Because we used to play. Remember, we used to play The Show back in the day, and the mechanics and the
not The Show. We used to play MVP.
Right. So the mechanics on that stuff. Remember the fake to the throw and the pump fake and all that stuff. All that shit is still there on the thing. So I'm hosing homeboy, and I'm telling my missus, and it's kind of the same thing too. Into this argument, I was like, if I see you once, you'll get me. If I see you twice, you might get me. There's no way the third and fourth time I see you, you're gonna get away with shit. Cause I'm gonna figure your shit out, and I'm gonna see where you throw it. I'm gonna see that, and so I think for Hank Aaron, if that was a thing, that's kind of a big deal on the low, right? Like if you're facing a pitcher that is always going to the 8th inning, bro, you got to be tired. You got to be tired. There's no way you're not tired. So
I didn't know that. That's interesting. That's an interesting fact.
Yeah, I didn't. I think there was another one that they had mentioned, but that it was like 3 random facts about some of these guys' numbers. Because, I mean, for me to bring it, into to relevance now, there's no way he wouldn't have struggled Babe Ruth with minority players. You know what I mean? But I don't even think. I wonder. It'd be an interesting thing to see.
Go
ahead.
I still consider Babe Ruth as the GOAT.
Oh, facts. It just depends.
Even as a Red Sox fan, as a diehard Red Sox fan.
I don't know. Now it's weird because, like, looking at it, I'm like, okay, when you say some of those stats, I think about it, but and it's weird. I still think Rose is the GOAT because he was like in the mix of all that shit. Like minority players were already kind of in the game. The 70s is kind of like an old school classic time in baseball. Kind of everybody started to get good.
Yeah, he played with Stan Musial. Like he
played with the G's that were like really coming up. So for him to scrap,
he played with Sandy Koufax.
Right.
He played with
really good players, bro. Yeah,
really good.
So
players.
We'd have to look back at it, but I mean, I feel like the Babe was taking advantage of shit. You know what I mean? And then who knows how Hank was doing his thing? I mean, Hank Aaron is still an amazing player, but like I said, the fact that no one will ever touch Rose's shit as a hitter, that just to me is just a number that's insane to think about because, Derek Jeter, I think, is in the 2000 club, and so is Cal Ripken. And I think Ichiro, but Ichiro took like 15 years to get to 2,000 hits.
3,000.
Oh, he's a 3,000er? So I wonder.
3,000.
So he's the only one. So he's probably closer to Pete Rose. I don't think he broke it. I think Pete Rose is like.
Jeter has 3,000 too.
Okay, so then that's the thing. I think Cal Ripken then does too. So they're in part of the 3K club. I think Homeboy might. How many? I wonder how many hits Rose has. I gotta look this up for the next show, just because it's a trip.
It's like 5,000.
No, it can't be that crazy.
No.
Check real quick. We'll take a.
I have a baseball app.
Oh.
Like for stats.
Okay.
That's how, because
I know you plug. That's your favorite sport, right? That's your favorite sport, right?
Favorite sport. That's the only thing I watch.
Really?
That's it.
No football?
No football.
No basketball.
No basketball.
Nothing. So you're a baseball purist.
Purist.
That's crazy.
The greatest sport ever.
I wouldn't go that far. That's just a little boring on the low if you're not live.
42.56 he has.
How much?
42.56.
Damn. Yeah, so that's...
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Did you have to type that in? Did you have to type that in?
On the app?
Yeah.
I just typed in Pete Rose in the app. You guys can search by.
Because I want to see how close is the second person to see what the list is.
I know off the top of the head, second place is
Ichiro.
Ty Cobb.
Oh, Ty Cobb?
No, Ty Cobb.
Damn, look at you, bro. I like
Yeah.
it when I be talking to smart people. So Ty Cobb, what's Ty Cobb's numbers? He's like at 3,002?
Nah, he's probably in the 4,000.
See, because I want to
Or
see.
it's probably late.
Yeah, I want to see how hard it would be, or what's the discrepancy from guys now. Like, who do you think is the best hitter, the pure hitter right now in the game? That has the most longevity, you
Pure?
think? Yeah.
Yeah, so Ty Cobb has 41.89. Just in FYI.
Okay. Because I mean,
So the purest hitter, like right now in the game?
Who would fuck with that? Who would fuck with those numbers? Nobody, right?
Nobody, because we don't have greats.
Oh, come on, slow it down. What about homeboy from Anaheim? You not a fan?
Okay, I'm a fan, but hear me out.
I know.
I'm a fan, but I'm not gonna jump on the greatest bandwagon right now, because my greatest, I have to see you perform in the postseason.
That's true.
I can't label you a great until you've performed in the postseason.
But then listen, you got to think about it. That takes
12 right now.
That takes everybody out of the game then. Or at least that takes a lot of guys out.
I'm sorry. You at the end of the day, you have to close.
Wow. I like that. That's tough.
You have to close.
So basically, if they don't have killer postseason numbers, you don't believe.
You can have 1,000 bitches numbers, but if you ain't closing,
right,
it doesn't count.
Nasty. Okay, so
that's how I feel about it with sports. You have to have.
Okay, so then who's on the list then?
You have to.
Who's on the list? Oh, just fucking Yankee and Boston players? Because those are the only motherfuckers who've been in the chip between Yankee and Boston, bro. That's been like 15 years.
No, but even hitting in general, there's nobody that's been consistent in hitting aside from Trout. Right. Trout is the best,
right?
And he's the best because there's no one else around.
How about my homeboy from Philly, my boo Bryce? You're not a believer?
I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer. He had one good year. He had 2015 when he won the MVP, and he's been batting 200 since then. Like before he got the big contract, he was batting like 250.
Okay, see, that's why I like to get an argument. No, I like it. Let's go. Let's start fighting.
Because I'm a believer in the market. Like he deserved that money.
Sure, 100%.
And he's definitely going to sell out tickets.
Right.
So he's worth the money.
Right. I agree.
I would never. I'm not going to say that.
I agree with that.
But whether he's inconsistent. I
think he is. Okay, so boom. So now look, watch. Let's go through this because this is actually a really interesting conversation. Before I get back to Boston and Tatis and Dominicans, as I preface our next conversation. So Trout, we're not a fan because homeboy is not doing it in the postseason. You can say the same.
I won't deny his stats.
Right. But we're talking about
he's a 3-time MVP.
Right. But also you got to think about it too. He doesn't have comp. He doesn't have comp. When he became the 3-time MVP, there wasn't really nobody banging with him. Right?
That's true.
Right? Like you just said that, and I agree with you. I mean, I was making an argument for Bryce against him, but his numbers are way better. And a stat that I don't think...
Trout was consistent.
Right.
Let's not get it twisted.
No, I get you.
Trout was consistent every single year.
Money in the bank.
Every year.
And I think that this is a stat that
He's
doesn't get looked at.
He's going to give you over 300, 35-plus home runs, 100 RBIs, guaranteed, no matter who he's playing for.
So,
and that says a lot when you're playing with the Angels.
Right, that does say a lot when you're playing with the Angels. So this is my thing. So now a lot of people don't talk about batting average because I think batting average is huge, right? You can't be hitting 250 and thinking you're a rock star.
You can't. I'm sorry, and I'm so upset because I'm a strong believer in the batting average, and that has gone to shit.
Because
nobody
of
cares
sabermetrics.
About batting average anymore.
All they care about is on-base percentage.
They're caring about WAR.
Yeah.
They're caring about
OPS.
And to me, 2 singles is better than 1 double.
Facts. Or a home run. I'll take 2 singles over a home run all day of the week.
Over a home run,
because
any day.
Home runs, that shit doesn't come that much. And look, the best player only hits 30 or 40, right? How many singles could you have for the season? You could have 100. You can't really have 100 home runs unless you juicing like a motherfucker. All right, cool. So we kind of made a case against Trout. We made a case against Bryce. Who else is in the game that we could put on this list that would be the next? So if they're removed, who's somebody else that we're considering is a beast potentially as an overall player in the sense of batting average and consistency and using your stat that's made noise in the playoffs?
Oh, noise in the playoffs. I don't know who's made. Probably Altuve would be the closest.
Yeah, but that guy uses
He's having a
beepers.
rough
That guy,
season this
no,
year,
no, no,
but-
yeah, because he doesn't have
Yeah,
the
I
beep
know,
out.
I
He doesn't
know.
have the
He's
beep
out
out.
of the question.
Fuck,
Yeah, you're
fuck
right.
the Houston
I better
Rockets.
not
I mean,
hear
the Houston
them
Rockets. I don't even want to
in
give them
years.
respect. Fuck the Houston, whatever they are.
I better not hear them in any kind of Hall of Fame discussion.
Facts. That team, both seasons are tainted. That whole team is scrubs. All right, so let's see. Because, see, that's the thing. That's why I was kind of mad. I wish that the MLB, I mean, they put it for free on YouTube, which I give them mad love for that shit. But I wish, like, the MLB and the NBA and even the NFL took the L this year and put all the games for free. But that's wishful thinking. So now, again,
Wait, what? You wish
that they put it for
what?
free.
Did
Like,
they
don't
put the
charge me
game-
for the package. Right? I'm home.
Oh, okay.
Like, build more of a fan base now. You have an opportunity to build a
Yeah.
fan base, right? So, okay, so boom, we got those dudes out of the game. So now we got to look at, I mean, there's never been anybody truly consistent on the Dodgers long term, right? Because they get dudes and then they fire sell them. I mean, I thought Yasiel Puig was going to be an animal and then he couldn't hit a fucking
and then he
an
falls
off
off.
speed.
Justin Turner.
Right.
Justin Turner at one point was fired, then turned off.
Right.
Bellinger.
Right.
This year he's slacking.
Right.
Last year he was incredible. So like there's not.
What do you think
you
about
have
Jock? What do you
good
think about
players.
Jock? What do you think about Jock?
Peterson. He's
Uh-huh.
all right.
Okay, so still not
He's
enough.
all right.
All right, so look,
Pretty
I'm gonna
good.
put
Not
this
enough.
thing because he won a chip. Could we consider Mookie on that list? He's won. He's played in the
Oh,
playoffs,
Mookie's been consistent since
right? Since he came into the
came
league,
in the league.
right?
Consistent, yeah.
Right. Facts. So boom. So okay, we got maybe one. All right. If we look at the Yankees, nobody, right? They don't stay healthy long enough. Gary Sanchez is
No.
inconsistent. Didi
No,
was
nobody.
inconsistent. Even Judge,
Their best hitter, their best player is LeMahieu.
he's an animal. I like this guy
He's
a
a
lot.
savage.
But another dude can't stay healthy. He's always injured.
Who?
DJ LeMahieu.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
Judge always injured.
right. Stanton
And-
always
and Judge,
injured.
Judge is supposed to be the next
Right.
face of the Yankees after Jeter left,
Yeah, I don't believe.
and he's just
I don't believe.
I don't believe.
And I
And
think
they
that
probably
these
not going to
guys.
sign him when his contract's up.
So it's funny, right? Because I like to get into the sports science of things, and I wonder if because he's the judge and all this stuff, if he's overextending his thing. That's why I like guys like Mookie, right? Like you remember me? I used to have a man crush on Dustin Pedroia. I like guys who keep it simple, right? I think that when you fall in love with the long ball, you start to get fucked up because you overswing. And then you get a fucked up
You're swinging for the
oblique,
fences
and
all
then
the
your
time.
back is fucked
And
up.
then you're
and-
striking out 200 times.
Come
a year.
on, man. That shit is crazy. I mean, I think one of Alex's best years, he struck out like an animal. He had like 40 home runs and a whole bunch of RBIs, but he still was, swinging and missing like nobody's business, right?
That's why I respect the old guys, the old timers.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
respect the Ted Williams. I
Right.
respect the Joe DiMaggio that never struck out. Like
You got to stay with it, man. You got to stay with it. So we're still searching. So, okay, we looked at Boston, we looked at New York, we looked at Houston, we looked at LA. Who else is out there? So then there's really not a player that's been consistent and based on your stats, killed it in the postseason like that.
let's remove the rings just to make it
Right, exactly.
So we can have
somebody in the building.
Because
Yes.
then we have no
We're
one. on.
fucked. Yeah.
So you remove the rings, and you still don't have anyone that was consistent for even 3 years aside from Trout.
That's crazy.
Yelich is great, but now he's horrible right now. He's batting 205.
I
So
think he's a juicer for
it's like
sure.
it's hard,
That
and
might
I thought
be
Yelich-
a
and
bad thing to say.
I think Yelich was. I was making the argument that he was better than Trout.
Wow, that was you were crazy with that
Yeah,
shit.
that's a tough one, but
Mhm.
his numbers are there.
But I also think that there's something to say because look, when you look at, I think that baseball also is one of the last true sports that home field advantage, I think, is a big thing, right? So now you got to look at elevation. You got to see how close they are to sea level. Because for whatever reason, home runs just get jacked in Milwaukee for whatever reason. Just like they get jacked in, like, who's that dude? My wife calls him a bum. Who's the dude? Charlie Blackmon. Charlie Blackmon is an average player, but because he's in Colorado, he's putting up 30, 40 home runs.
No, he has the Colorado, the Coors Field effect.
You know what I mean? So that's another thing too. So that's
Yeah.
why I think Yelich. I mean, who's Yelich's partner that got busted for steroids?
Ryan Braun.
Okay, so same thing because Brian Braun, I would say, was kind of in that, or Yelich was kind of in that same cut of Brian Braun. Slim, thin, kept the bat speed quick through the zone, which allows you, a bigger spread and potentially hitting home runs. I don't know if you cool down that much. I mean, is okay. So look, to make it even more interesting, is what's my man? What's Trout hitting right now? He's still on fire right now.
Who, Charlie?
No, Trout.
Like
Fuck with Charlie back.
Something.
Damn.
Oh, Trout.
Yeah.
No, Trout is dying down. He's cooling off.
Wow.
Yeah, he has like 13 home runs, but he's batting like 280.
Damn. That's insane. I think somebody that's going to be on that list, it just depends. Bringing it back so we can get it.
When 280 is
good.
Low. I know. No, I don't know why. I don't know why. You know what it is? I think it's because during this whole quarantine, I was watching all the baseball history films and the PBS documentaries. So now I'm like, my standards are so high. I don't know. Like, batting 280 is really good, but I'm like, no.
Listen, you got to at least listen.
Like Ted Williams.
Bro, you got to give me at least 300. You got to. Hey, look, and if you think about it, the math is crazy. So in baseball, you got to be 30%. In basketball, you got to be 40, 45%. In football, you got to be 65 to 70% to be the best. Baseball has it the easiest to be 30%.
Because it's the hardest to hit a ball.
Right, yes.
There's the only sport where you fail 70% of the time.
Correct.
And you're considered great.
Right. World class.
World class.
Right. Okay, so your
if
numbers.
You fail 60, forget it. You're the greatest.
So you're a beast. Is Tatis hitting over 300?
Oh, yeah.
How about Machado?
He's hitting over 300. He leads the leagues in RBIs. And he got like 13 home runs.
Yeah, I know. I seen that. They did a stat on Instagram that he has more home runs. He has one more home run than Trout does. He has 13 and Trout has 12. And Trout is a way bigger dude. He got tickets to the gun show. You know what I mean? Like he's a big farm boy. He ain't missing no meals. Tatis is a skinny. Tatis is, to me, is more built in that Mookie Betts kind of Yelich body frame. Just slim and trim. And
I'm not gonna. I don't. I don't want to jump that. I don't like to give too much credit.
No, I agree.
Too early on.
Sure, I agree.
Like I want to see more from him.
Sure.
Yes, he's great. He was hyped up this whole off season. He was hyped up. Like, oh, this is going to be the next thing. Last year, he was like, everybody was on the bandwagon. He's going to be, and he's showing right now, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Every time I check my stats and I look at the replays and the highlights, I'm like, this is incredible. Another home run.
So anyways, I forgot what the heck of my point was going to be about Tatis, but I think it was that the good thing about Tatis is a couple things. Number one, his father used to be a player. I think that's a huge fucking deal. You there with me? Oh, see, hold on. No, wait. We got to get you on the mic. I knew something was wrong. Hold on here. Okay, you back? Go ahead. Okay, cool. First of all, his dad played baseball, okay? Second of all, and this might seem a little bit judgmental, but in my opinion, this is the best player in the fucking league right now. He's Dominican, bro. That's it. Game over. I even said it before. No offense to every other race. I love you guys. Y'all my peoples, right? And this is coming from a fucking Rican. The Dominicans, for whatever fucking reason, they just play better ball. And I think a large portion of it is because you was watching all that shit on PBS. First of all, the Dominicans play with nothing. They don't wear cleats when they're kids. They
play with sticks.
Bro, they got sticks.
They use cardboard as a glove.
My man.
They use rocks as a baseball.
That's it.
And they use sticks as a bat. Like, nobody's stopping them from playing. Like, they're going to figure that shit out.
You know what I always said? I said, damn, if homeboy is fucking running and catching with all that shit, imagine if you gave him like a real glove, a real bat, and a real pair of cleats. Yeah. It's a wrap. So there's another. Oh, I figured out my point. I always said because on the low, I root for the Padres. I do. I think it would be stupid for me not to be a fan of the team that I reside in.
Good in the next couple of years.
I don't know about that. This is my thing. Okay, so
they have the best farm system.
They always say that shit though. That shit don't mean nothing to me, man. So I don't really. To me, it's like the college football shit. Everybody's a star in college. That don't mean jack shit. It doesn't translate the same in the pros, bro. It's hard. You got the best of the best you're playing. You were dope in high school, homie. I don't know if you're gonna be dope in the real world. Anyways, I always said the Padres needed to get some Dominican players on the team. They need that Latin flavor. You need to compete in this fucking new baseball game. Come on, bro. A lot of really, really good players are Dominican. I mean, I'm happy that I got me a little bit of Javi. You know what I mean? I got that's a little PR flavor for me. And then I got my man in Cleveland. What's my man in Cleveland? Because you know all the players.
Who? Lindor.
But come on, you know. So we got a little
Lindor.
so.
He's a beast.
We
He
got
might
some.
be a Yankee. They're saying he might get traded.
Sign that.
Oh no, they said the trade deadline passed.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Sign him. Get him. We need him. Sell out more.
Because you know Dolan is a Cleveland Indian owner.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that guy. I like when you're a billionaire. I need to get on my billionaire status.
Yeah.
I'll be
So
slacking
you know
on
he's not
Mackin.
going to spend money when Lindor's contract's up.
Right.
Somebody's going to pick him up. Somebody's going to drop the bag on him.
Well, they should. I think he's an. We were just talking about up and coming players.
And
he's an up and coming player.
He sells tickets.
Right.
He sells tickets.
Facts.
He smiles.
He's great.
He does everything other than
100%.
play
He's
the
like
game.
the Puerto Rican version of Trout. Clean cut kid, keeps his nose
No,
clean.
but Trout doesn't market himself. Trout doesn't.
That's bullshit. What are you
doesn't-
talking about? Fucking Trout's on every Subway commercial you could fucking imagine.
Really?
Yeah. The only thing is he got paid, so now he's
Because he's quiet. He just likes to. He just wants to play the game, and I like that for him.
I think when you're talking about greats, he's in that great line
just
where he doesn't.
leaves it on the field.
Yeah, he's not braggadocious. He's chill. He's not a flashy dude, man. He's just.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I admire that.
Yeah, I think it's freaking great for the game. So potentially, I think that Lindor could be somebody up and coming too. You know what I mean? Especially in this young vein of fresh players that we're getting in there. But I definitely, like I was saying, there's something about the Dominican players because Tatis is from Santo Domingo. He's not Dominican American or American Dominican. He's not born here. Homeboy probably, I always clown on them and I love them, but my best Latin baseball impression is, the interview. We do good, we hit good, we play good. It's like, these those motherfuckers. And not for nothing.
No, but his English is good.
Is it? Okay, cool. That's dope.
Yeah, it's good.
He's not like fucking Robinson Cano and shit.
I think he might have been born here.
Nah, I checked.
No?
I looked it up because he's been hot.
His dad was already a player.
Right. Yes, but he was born in Santo Domingo. He was born in some crazy place in Santo Domingo because it has like four names to it. It's like he's from somewhere in the fucking campo. His team is from over there, and I think his dad still coaches in Santo Domingo, so they live out there. Like he probably played as an American, but probably retired, back in DR and try to chill and blah 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 and stuff like that.
How is it? How are the fans there? The San Diego fans?
Terrible. No, they suck. Fickle? It's like the same thing, bro. Like we were just mentioning about the fucking Knicks, bro. I've paid $300 a ticket to go see the Chargers play. Let's say the Steelers. The whole building is Steeler fans. I'll pay $250 to watch the fucking Chargers play. The Broncos. The whole building is Broncos. The same thing as a Padre fan, bro. When they play the Yankees. When they play Chicago. When they play motherfucking, bro, any fucking team they play, the building is someone else. Now, I've always said that you got to give the fans something to root about, right? Because I would consider myself a little plugged into the sports game in the sense of like analytics and numbers and facts and stats. So when the Tampa Bay Rays was winning, remember, they had a problem with attendance. Right in the beginning, but then they started to win and they started to attend. Same thing with the Royals. The Royals weren't doing jack shit. The Royals won a World Series right before that, or after that, they started to get attendance. You have to give the fans something to want. So the same thing with the Padres. The Padres haven't won shit. The last time the Padres were great was in 1994 when they got smacked by the New York Yankees in 4 games in the World Series. So for them, they don't really have anything to be excited about, right? So, and they don't even understand baseball, bro. Like they don't understand when the game is being played, you can't get up. You know that rule, right? Yeah. They be walking like a motherfucker. They be jumping. They go to the fucking bathroom. They go get the food. They don't even care. The only thing they get right is that they come in the 3rd and they leave in the 7th. Outside of that, they don't have no idea.
That's the one thing I can say about Fenway Park.
Right, they got the rule. Well, you get fucked up. You'll get fucked up.
The chicks know the fucking stats.
Yeah.
The chicks know the stats there.
Listen, if anything, you would have to say that and this is going to hurt me to say this. You would have to say that Boston Red Sox baseball fans are probably one of the few fans that are like beast mode in the sense of understanding not only the game, the players, history, and statistics. I would say LA is up there too.
And Chicago.
Chicago and New York. Outside of that, I maybe could throw in San Francisco, and I'll give a little love because I got some friends up in Anaheim. But, bro, if you go to fucking Tampa Bay, they're not gonna tell you jack shit about fucking baseball. If you
and you know who else is not gonna tell you jack shit? LA, the Dodgers.
No, that's not true. I've met a lot of Dodger players. They're really smart. They're pretty intellectual. They know at least their team. That's important. You need to know. Like, tell me who the fuck is playing on first. If you can't tell me who's playing on first, you can't talk to me. Tell me who's on second. I always say to people that shit. They're like, yeah. I was like, who plays on first? Shut up. You're done. Who's your right fielder? Okay, you're finished. If you don't know, that's simple shit. You need to know that. You need to know who the fuck is on your team. Like, even me, sometimes I feel stupid because lately the Yankees just been fire selling players like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
so it's hard.
I look at I always look at like every day. Like the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I look at box scores of all the games. Like I want to see who's hot, who's performing.
Damn,
who's
you
killing.
are an old man.
And I look at I'm
because that's
sick.
some old man
like,
shit.
My girl always tells people like I don't have to worry about him texting another bitch because he's looking at baseball scores right now. Like it's sick. I wake up in the morning. It's the first thing I do. Check the scores, see who did good, who performed. So I look at the Yankees box score, and there's a lot of players I don't know.
All the time.
Like, who is this guy?
I can't even keep up with them.
New
Every time, every day. I almost give up a little bit. Like I'm like, damn, who's homeboy now? So for me, I
and now if the way things are looking, you guys are third in the East.
Damn, I know.
Toronto and Tampa Bay.
I can't believe Tampa's catching fire like this.
Oh,
Tampa's in first base.
And I knew that shit from the beginning of the season. I
really?
Like, Tampa's gonna kill.
Really?
Yeah, they're sleeping.
They were showing promise last season as a young baseball club. You know who they remind me of? They remind me of the Houston team. Like young, scrappy. Yep. They came out of nowhere. You never heard of them.
They came out of nowhere.
And now they're beating up on the Yankees. And then you guys, get rid of fucking Mookie, which sucks because that division is wide open.
Yep. Don't even get me started on my squad, man.
I don't know what y'all doing. What y'all doing?
We're rebuilding.
Well, why would you rebuild? I don't understand. I don't understand rebuilding. You have Mookie Betts.
Don't even get me started.
I don't understand.
You don't win chips by saving money.
Right. No.
You gotta spend money to win chips. Like I don't want to hear it. What are you saving? Well,
you know
for?
what you got to think about this too, right? So look, it's kind of like the Yankees. They won in 2018. So when you win, you're like, hey, look, let's say first of all, they gave away Mookie Betts for peanuts. But if let's say you're trying to win in maybe 2022, you got to make some moves now, right? You got to start shuffling some players. I mean, because what was it? David Price, I liked him, but he was a so-so player. Who's the kid that they paid?
David Price was no. I wanted him out, and I wanted him out so bad.
First of all, in that 2018 run, that second half of the season, homeboy was on fire. So you can't talk that much shit about him. No. He was a beast. He's a little inconsistent because he's kind of a fucking head case.
He's inconsistent.
But he looks like Drake on the mound. Drake, me and my man Drake, we be getting our emotions and our feelings sometimes. Bro, the psychology of sports is hard. It's fucking hard. So then, who's the other dude that they signed big money for? Who I was in love with, but now he blew out his arm or something. What was the other pitcher?
Chris Sale.
Yeah, Sale was supposed to be an animal, and I don't know what happened to him. Another dude. Yeah, finished. Bro, it's crazy. It's like fucking baseball is becoming like football.
We rank last in ERA right now.
I could imagine. Bro, the Yankees were hanging like double digits on y'all motherfuckers. Double digits. We were just fucking clowning y'all. Like, pow, pow. That's the thing about the East that a lot of people don't know. The East to me is a home run division. Because the Yankees put up home runs. Fucking, I can't believe it, but the Blue Jays put up home runs. Tampa hits home runs. And Boston hits home runs. You know what I mean? So, you got a lot of teams that are gonna be lifting the ball out of the stadium. So you definitely need some solid pitching to keep that shit on the ground. But also too, a lot of those stadiums favor home runs, right? You got the fucking right porch in Yankee Stadium. You got the fucking monster in Boston. You got the
right field in Fenway Park.
It seems like the home run just gets jacked the fuck out of the building for whatever reason in Canada. That shit just flies. It just flies. And Tampa, they've never had a problem hitting home runs there too. They always hit a lot of home runs there too. So, I don't know. We'll see. The box scores right now. So, okay, get back to that real quick. What were you thinking about what were you saying about the box scores when you're watching and stuff? You just couldn't keep up with the Yankees lineup because those motherfuckers were just changing so much.
It was a new guy every time, and that's sort of how we are with our starting pitching. Every day there's a new. This season we've had 12 different starters.
Damn.
Like we're just completely lost. We're just giving everyone a shot. We're just like, fuck it. We're not gonna win anyways. Like that's just so. And I'm all for it. Like
who's the best player? Who's the best player? Who's the best player on the Boston Red Sox right now?
Bogarts, Sander Bogarts.
Oh, that's a bum. That's
what?
Bro.
A bum?
I think so. He's,
you
how
think
about
he's
this?
the
How about
best
this? How about this?
shortstop?
Hold on. He's an
he's-
average player. He's an average player. He's an average player. He's an average player. What's his numbers?
Okay.
Right? I mean, he's hitting only 20 home runs. Is he a 100 RBI guy?
Yeah.
Okay. And-
100 RBIs.
yeah. Okay. 100 RBIs. What's the batting average? Over 300. At least at 300.
Over 300. Over 300.
All right. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, he's had a long. It feels like he's been in the game forever for him to start like coming to fruition or blossoming
They
now.
extended him. Yeah.
Yeah, come on. No. We need Mookie Betts. We need guys like that. We need animals. I mean, it's Boston.
I know, man.
You know, it's weird. Being a Jets fan and being a Yankees fan, I got stuck with Brady in my division for 12 to 15 years. So like the standard is facing greatness. But with Boston and New York in the baseball context, I don't want to just beat y'all like that. You know, I need you guys to come correct. Come with some dudes. And then right now it's not looking good. It's not looking
I
good.
thought we were gonna. I was all on board with the trade because, all right, the reason why we wanted to trade the big salary players is to reduce payroll.
Correct.
We were in the
Makes
third
sense.
strike of the
Yes.
luxury tax. We were gonna get hit 100% luxury tax, so we had to go below the threshold. I forgot what it is.
I think it's, I was just gonna say,
230 million
yeah,
or
something like that. Uh-huh.
So we were on the third strike, and once you hit the third strike, you get taxed 100%.
Wow.
So we wanted to cut back. I understood that.
So then that makes sense to move Mookie.
It makes sense, of course.
Yeah.
It makes sense to move Price. And the only way anyone was going to take Price is if you throw in Mookie. No one else was going to take a $30 million price.
No.
That's inconsistent.
Correct. Well, he was on the he was on the back end of his career. So to pay somebody $30 million for a guy that's probably not going to give you a lot of starts and is going to be, you know, a +4 in ERA, that's not good.
Yeah, yep. That's not good. So, like, the only way we were going to get rid of him was to throw in Mookie. So that's what they did. And I was all on board for it because I'm like, oh, you know what? If their goal is only to get below the threshold, then they'll maybe re-sign him after. So that was my hope.
Where's Mookie at now
But
with
I
the
kinda knew
Dodgers?
They wouldn't.
Well, Mookie just re-signed with the Dodgers, right? As soon as he landed.
Yeah, 12
right?
years.
Yeah.
As soon as he landed, yeah, in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even wait for the
Makes
season to
sense.
start.
Yeah, I mean, because what, he was a 1 year contract,
lock him in
right?
Now.
Yeah.
Lock him in now. They locked him in now during this whole COVID thing. So it's like they were able to bargain, you know, and he's not going to say no to 300 plus.
I wouldn't.
You know, he's not, especially during this climate with the COVID. He didn't know what was going to happen.
Fuck, bro.
Like, why not lock him in?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he might be the deciding factor to potentially push the Dodgers over the postseason slump because at least he's gotten it done once, right? Like the Dodgers are just choke artists. I mean, they almost encroaching the Buffalo Bills in the sense you go to back to back to back.
And it leads me to my other point. This is why I like Kershaw is an instant Hall of Famer. He's getting first. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's probably the best of our generation, but he doesn't perform in the postseason.
So hold on,
and that
go ahead.
I have to value that. He's not a Sandy Koufax. He's like I just.
So real quick, you know what? You know who they should have signed instead of him? They should have gave Zach Greinke the money because I think Zach Greinke is kind of a more angry, right? Like I think Kershaw's like a super nice guy, and I don't think you need a nice guy as a pitcher. You need a fucking pissed off dude.
Yeah, you need that. I'm gonna take
fuck you up.
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
That's like the dude. Who's the dude with the two different color eyes?
Max Scherzer.
That's the guy you need. A guy that's going to go in there. He's going to get pissed that you hit a home run. He's going to probably beam the next batter, get him on, and then hit 3 strikes, and then be like, fuck y'all, I'm going to sit y'all down.
He's a grinder.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Scherzer, he got 1 day rest, and he's like, you need me? I'm there.
Okay, so now I want to get on something because you're my baseball guy, right? I watched the Dodgers. They played the Nationals, right, in the World Series?
No, the Astros.
Okay, who did the Dodgers?
No, if they played them in the division series.
Okay, boom. I thought it was because that's your guy who fucked the Yankees in 2004. Their coach, who I think should have got fucking fired for putting Kershaw as a relief pitcher. Now, as I say that first inning he should have sat him down because he did good. He should have never brought him out for that second inning. Because then that's when the shit started to fucking fall apart for them.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And tell me what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I remember. I was watching that game. In hindsight, obviously, it's easier to say, "Oh, he made the mistake," knowing Kershaw's track record in the postseason. But he was well rested. Why not? You're up. Why not put in your best pitcher to close it out? Yes, he hasn't performed, but you know what? Price didn't perform in many postseasons before that, and he was lights out in 2018. So, like, I understood why Dave Roberts wanted to put him in. It's like, you have to seal the deal. We have to close this game out. Why not put our best pitcher?
Okay, that's a fair argument. See, that's why I like arguing stuff with you, because I know you have a unique point of view. Now, if that was the case, right, and you're saying that the call was Roberts' decision ultimately, then why fire the pitching coach? I don't know if you were aware that they scapegoated homeboy. He got fired. He basically got fired for Kershaw having that meltdown, which is ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah. I thought that
I think it's ultimately Dave Roberts' decision.
Exactly.
He has the final say.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how influential.
And they gave Roberts a contract after that.
Right. So, we don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't. You've had Joe Torre. You've had Don Mattingly. Now you have Roberts. I don't know if they've ever had a really, really good hard-nosed coach to really lead them. I would say Mattingly was very soft. I would say that at that point, Torre was getting soft. And I think Roberts is kind of like a soft-spoken coach as well. Maybe they need somebody with a little bit more fire. I tell you, if they don't win this year, Roberts should be out.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to give him a contract after.
Yeah, that was silly.
Out.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they know. I mean, he did steal second against the Yankees, so maybe that was what they.
That's why I'm defending him right now.
Yeah, I know you are. That's why I'm getting with this argument with you. Fuck that guy. Fuck him, bro. Everybody be doing the fucking Yankees dirty. Get out of here. We're fucking animals, and the Yankees be doing it with bums lately. I mean, listen, Gary Sanchez is not a household name. Neither is DJ LeMahieu. Neither is Didi. He wasn't now. Now he's bounced. I mean, we got. Bro, I can't even think of the guys we got on this team because this team is.
Torres.
Yeah, that's what Torres I actually like. I like Torres a lot.
Luke Voigt is doing good.
Voigt is a beast, but Voigt can't stay healthy
Voigt
either.
Is a beast. He's like
he can't stay healthy either. Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Jason Giambi. 100%. But again, I be thinking that the whole Yankees be on the juice because none of these guys be having some weird injuries. How do you sign Stanton?
That's an interesting theory because I believe that.
Right. You can't. I mean,
how is it that everyone's just getting injured
all the time, all the time, over and I would say something. If it's not juicing, I would say overtraining, because Stanton is on that shit too, man. Stanton always has these random ass, stupid ass injuries. I would fire the hitting coach on the Yankees if that was the case, because DJ LeMahieu's been injured. Stanton's been always fucking injured. Giancarlo, Judge is another dude. That's always injured.
That literally the entire team is injured.
Always. So it's either two things.
They'll come back and then go right back.
It's either you overtraining or you doing something you shouldn't be doing, in my personal opinion. Up. Yeah. You just don't. Something's up. I don't know. You can't. I mean, thank God at least we got Sanchez. To me, is probably the best Yankee right now because he's an everyday player. In that regard, because you got to be available. You can't tell me that you're a great player, but you're never available. You know what I mean? And everybody else, I mean, I think Torres is cool. There's another dude that I like on the Yankee team, too. I came a little bit ill-prepared, but I just wanted to shoot from the hip with you and see where the whole thing was going to go. But now I know, okay? You're going to be my baseball guy. We're going to get you on here. We're going to just argue baseball until we're blue in the face.
You know what's the most pathetic thing? Is that I do all these stats. I look at all these stats for a genuine love of the game. I don't have any fantasy. I don't do it to make money. I just do it because I love the sport. You should start.
I should start calling you out. I should start calling you out because maybe I can start putting your knowledge and start betting. Start betting that shit. But the only way to make money.
I'll get lazy.
The only way to make money. The only way to make money is fucking parlays. Because if you bet straight up, that shit costs way too much money. I don't know if you know anything about sports gambling.
I don't know anything about that.
So sports gambling, if you play the same, like one against another, the payout is very low. The only time you get big money with a little bit of an investment is when you bet 3 teams, 2 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams, 6 teams. If you hit on that shit, bro, that shit pays crazy money.
What do you mean betting on teams?
So basically, for example, let's say Boston is playing New York. If you play Boston versus New York and you put $20, you might just win $20. But if you put Boston versus New York, Tampa versus Houston, Dodgers versus Anaheim, Padres versus Rock.
Okay.
Once you pack it up like that and you hit all of them, your $20 now turns into like $500 because you're playing more odds. So the odds, they give you more money. They give you more value for your money because you got more right.
Okay.
So like, for example, I do three teamers for football. So for $20, you win 100. So imagine if you put 100, you'd win way more. But I don't fuck with that shit. Shit is too expensive.
I thought the fantasy was player against player. Like
no, but that's fantasy.
Position.
I'm talking about specifically gambling on teams.
Okay.
Fantasy sports is different because you can play dollar games, you can play $10 games, you can play 50-50 games where like the top 50% win. Right? So that's a higher thing, right? They have a lot of different ways of people winning. Because if it was just straight up just one dude winning all the time, then it would be boring. You know what I mean? So with that, they try to mix it up a little bit, which is it's more interesting. I'm not going to play fantasy football this year, but fantasy baseball is too much work. I mean, this year would have been a great year to play because there's not that many games. Normally, 160. Woo, that's a lot.
I honestly think we should have sat out the season.
I agree. Thank you. You said that. I spoke to somebody else about that. We'll start to close out the show on this note. I said that I think we should wait till we're all healthy. We should wait till everything is better. Why risk getting somebody sick? But it just seems like.
I mean, not only that, from like a baseball history point of view, like you have contracts in place now. A season is gone. You know, like. Let's see, like, for instance, Pujols. Pujols has 2 years left in his contract, and now he has a year and a half, less than a year and a half, to top the RBI record. So, like, for me, that wants to see him top the RBI record. Now he lost.
But I think in specifically in Pujols' situation, if he plays half a game, like guys like Pujols already not built to play 160, right? Like they're taking some days off, and he's older. I'm sure he'll play another year.
But he's already taken many days off now, and it's only 60 games.
Shit. Oh,
and then like for record setting, because I'm always looking at like history records. Mm-hmm. Like, what if someone bats 400? You know, doesn't have an asterisk.
It has
because
to.
There's only 60 games.
To.
You can bat 400. Technically, you can bat 400 in the 60 game season.
I agree.
And like, then what?
You know what I was finding. What I thought was going to be more interesting if we had a Triple Crown winner this year. What would you have done? Because it's probably easier to have a Triple Crown too, because you'd be able to maintain your batting average in a shorter amount of time, right?
60 games.
The fact that
the reason why it's hard, you could be hot for a long period of time, but everyone has their.
That's why I think Cabrera doing it was unbelievable. To do it in this day and age with everything that's going on. I'm glad that I was able to see. I'm glad, and that's your brother's favorite player for a hot minute. You know.
Yeah.
Every time I think of him, I think about homeschool cooking, homeboy.
Yeah.
And like if there was because right now I think Tatis is flirting with that shit. Right. He
is.
Right. So
he can very well do it.
Right.
He's hype. He's new. He's fresh. He's killing. He's on fire.
Right.
He's
like Alicia Keys right now. He's like Alicia Keys right now. This girl.
On fire.
But yo, listen. Go ahead. What do you got? You gonna say something?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't.
All right, so look, I don't want to take you too much for time from that amazing French cuisine you were about to get laid down. We're gonna put you on the rotation on the baseball rotation, Papa. We gotta get so before I piece it out. When does the baseball postseason start?
The 29th
of September. All right, cool. We're gonna get you on. We're gonna try to get you on at least once a week to start breaking down some of these games and start going in depth and maybe look at some of the free agency and some of these places that people are going to move. And then
it's going to be interesting. We have the new playoff format.
So what is that? Tell me real quick before we dip.
So it's going to be 16 teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the top 2 teams in each division.
Mm-hmm.
So East, Central, West, the top two, and then the 7th and 8th slot is for whoever has the next best record.
And then it's not gonna be that stupid 1-game playoff bullshit, right?
No, they're gonna have. So the first round is going to be three best of three
Mm-hmm.
in the home stadium. So like, let's say Yankees versus
Whoever.
whoever.
The one with the best
And
record gets home field,
whoever
right?
the best record has the home advantage for the 3 games. All 3 games. There's no traveling. And then for the second round, it's going to be a best of 5. And then the third round is the best of 7, the championship series.
Okay. All right. That sounds dope. I think that's going to be interesting. I can't wait to get you back
And
on
it's
and
going to
chop
give
it
a
up.
lot of teams
An opportunity.
the opportunity
of course.
to make the playoffs. And we still won't make the playoffs, but
I mean, it's okay. You guys are rebuilding. Don't worry about it. All you guys got to do is go to Santo Domingo and snatch up some guys.
I'm riding. I stay with my team through the ups and downs.
You know, the next time I get you on, I want to get your opinion on Big Papi getting shot in DR. Because I think I buried the lead on that a little bit.
I almost cried.
Listen, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thanks for coming out, bro. We'll talk soon.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, bro. Take it easy. Everybody, thanks for listening and stay healthy. Peace out.